passage and the gift of another day. A perfect time to make a change.
Sustainability to me is about us needing to be, as a society, stewards of the environment, assuring that we don't destroy this planet and that humans and animals and plants can continue to live virtually forever on this earth. It's something that is near and dear to my heart, and I think we've got to incorporate it into all facets of our lives, from personal to political to business, and think sustainably in almost everything we do.
I am a volunteer with the Environmental Justice League Club here at IU, and so I'm helping with the recycling, getting all that going. Plus, I have a table here for the Save Darfur campaign.
Tell me the tie-in between the crisis that's going on in Darfur and sustainability.
Part of the crisis is the fact that there's a famine and drought going on in northern Darfur. It's a very mixed-up situation right now. So we've got a sustainability crisis, we've got a humanitarian crisis. And if each person here acts in a more sustainable way, then that will spread. And there go more styrofoam. I just saw 5 bags of styrofoam walk by. This is great.
I heard her words come back to me. We're measured by what we do and everything we say.
We're spreading awareness about earth-friendly eating and living in harmony with our planet, animals, other human beings. Resources are dwindling. Global average temperatures are rising. It calls for us to kind of modify our lifestyles. Where a lot of environmentalists, ecologists fall short is they talk about reducing use of fossil fuels. So we have what they call a smaller carbon footprint, but they're not bringing in the methane issue, which is another greenhouse gas. Fortunately, it's much shorter lived than carbon, which is great because it's much more potent than carbon. And so we need to do both. Cut down on meat, poultry, dairy, eggs, more beans and greens. Thank you.
The ice is filled with water, and if the ice melts, more water would just go into the ocean.
Oh, right.
And maybe overflow it.
Right. So what states in the United States would that be risky for if the oceans got really deep and big?
Texas. It could be Florida, California, Washington State, and New Jersey, New York City, and all these different states that border the United States.
So your parents are here today with a company called what?
SharpRite.
SharpRite. And what do you guys know about SharpRite?
That you just don't throw away. If you have any tools you want to sharpen, you just don't throw them away. Come down and just sharpen them. And sharpen them at least 10 times before you throw them out, and then get a new one.
Speak the truth and live a life that matters in tune. And follow.
Trying to transform. We still have a lot of room for improvement, but we're making progress getting South Bend to be a greener city.
What would you say would be the biggest obstacle to making that step towards sustainability here?
Education and awareness. I think the hope is in the young people learning about it at a very early age, and they're wonderful little ambassadors. They come home after they've learned something in school about a better environmental way and pester mom and dad to get it right. And that's how we'll change. That's how we'll get better at sustainability.
Well, I think one of the biggest obstacles is in many ways, false dichotomy between sustainability, environmental sustainability, and economic viability. And so we constantly see policymakers say, well, we can't do that, it's not affordable. Instead of looking at the way that investment in these technologies actually will improve the economy in the long run. And with the national security impulse now, the move away from dependency on foreign oil, I think ironically this focus on environmental sustainability is helped by security concerns. And so this may be a good time for people to really think about the fact that this is not going to hurt us economically. It will actually help us economically, and in fact it may even protect us here in the United States.
Well, you sort of start one step at a time, and it's really not the last step you make, it's the first step you take that's really so important. And you can't do everything. And I'd be the first one to admit that I do all kinds of things that are not sustainable. We live in a society that's not particularly sustainable. That's why we need to begin to do this. Don't be disempowered by the threat of the overwhelming problem that's out there. You know, if people just start to do something, it will really take off. I mean, take a look at this fair out here. I mean, this is an example of the fact that, you know, people in Michiana are moving. I don't need a single day, I don't go a day without meeting somebody who's really committed to this, is asking, what can I do next?